G'day everyone, Paul Stoner here, CEO Biggin and Scott. I'm joined today by Julie Taylor, who was our salesperson of the month for November.
Yep.
It was November, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
But we haven't got my watch on, but it's pretty much the middle of December now.
Yeah.
So congratulations first of
Thank
all on
you.
being salesperson for the month of November, which was a big month. So you've had some big sales. We might ask you a bit about those.
Yep.
But maybe the opportunity is, because we're the middle of December, just what a person like you is doing to set yourself up for the year ahead, which is 2018, because the young guys watching, they struggle with this stuff. They struggle with their diaries, and they resist being organised, which is...
It's something you've got to... It's something... I was actually listening to Josh Biggin recording this morning. I had a bit of downtime for about 15, 20 minutes. And if anything, I really... look, I'm just human like everybody else. I have my times where I don't focus and my business does pay. Yeah. This time of year, though, I think this is where you've really got to focus, and you've got to work not so much the pipeline that are another 6-12 months off, but the clients that are talking about doing something in the first quarter of next year, they're the ones you've really got to nurture at the moment. Yeah. And I think Maddie and I are nurturing some of those across. We've been given the go-ahead on a couple, and we're hoping for a couple more. So I've set a goal for February, March for Maddie and I, and I think it's achievable. You know, we've already got five for February, March.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'd like to see at least another 6, and I think 5-6 is definitely achievable for us.
So usually this comes in, like you said, you can't always be on. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you know,
I know some guys can. People like Ed or someone, but I don't.
But this is an industry where you do beat yourself up when you get to the end of a sale or end of a month, and you know you haven't done certain things. So you beat yourself up, and that can actually determine how you feel in that next month.
Absolutely.
How much you beat yourself up. So giving yourself over to the routine is really interesting. Taking a break is also really important. So do you do that in blocks, or you will have a week off every 6 weeks, or how's it working for you?
No, I tend to Christmas. I take those 1.5, 2 weeks. I'm not taking... Typically, I take a little bit longer over Christmas, but not this year because I'm actually going away at the end of March, April. So a totally different time of year to normally, and I'll work through winter. I actually opted to go away around that Easter block this year. The last 2 winters have actually been quite busy for me.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd change things up a little bit. But I think as long as you get that break when you feel your body needs it.
Yeah. Or again, habits. You know when you're having your break. You know when you're going to be on. You know when you're going to be off.
Yeah. And I exercise a lot too, and I find that helps me if I'm really stressed about something or something seems to be niggling away at me. I find that's the best way for me to get through.
Yeah. But it's as we're trying to get out to all the younger guys, just give yourself up to a bit of a habit, because it will help you in the long run. Now, let's talk about that month. So you obviously had some great sales, you had some big listings, and it all came together.
Well, it did. I actually... I will put in on that 2 of the sales I had. Yeah, it was 2 of them I had were properties I had passed in. One of them was actually 5 months ago.
Yeah. What sort of price range?
I sold that for 125.
Yeah, right.
So, getting to be that medium price point.
Yep.
The one thing I'll go back on and say, other from the obvious, your follow-up, you're chasing future business, I'd have to say persisting with those properties that you've passed in, really working. I think the hardest thing is, and where a lot of agents, and it happens to all of us, you see a property you took to auction, passed in, 2-3 weeks later they're talking to another agent.
Sure.
I think that's where you've got to put a little bit more work in, and I think that's going to happen more often over the course of the next 6 months, 12 months, that we are going to see slightly more properties passing in. And I think that's really where the work, you've really got to put a lot of work in to keep that client.
So let's talk about that. So to be able to keep something for 5 months is pretty good, because usually, like you say, they're usually gone in 3 weeks.
A lot of them, and that does happen to all
4 weeks at the outside, because it's the end of the authority and off they go. So let's talk about, because I know you have pretty deep relationships with most of your clients.
Yes.
It's a very deep sort of connection that Julie has with them. You've usually been working with them or on them for a long time. So do you think that helps, or is it your level of communication?
I think both.
Yeah.
I definitely think both. I think the hardest thing is any one of us can run a campaign and should be able to look after, service our clients. But the hardest thing is, once you know that property's not going to sell, it's still giving that client the confidence that they don't feel crushed, because they do have a sense of feeling crushed on that nothing's going to happen. But it's the hardest. It's nurturing them. It's keeping them up the whole time. If you're not up, they're not going to be up. The wheels fall off, and you may as well give the property. In our case, I say you may as well just take the file up the road and give it to Jealous Craig. Because that's all you're doing.
So, which is a fine line, because some people from day one can only deliver good news, and you get to week 3 and it's not going to sell, and the price has gone up because it's all good news. People love it. They had a great inspection. It's fantastic. They love this, they love that. So I always tell the young guys when I do the induction, don't protect people from the truth.
Absolutely, 100%.
Which is a really fine line. So at what stage do you have that difficult conversation with the vendor?
Look, I think to be fair on the younger guys coming in, I think on the delivery, it's something that I think comes a little bit with experience as well, and probably listening to someone in your office that has got the experience on how to deliver that. Personally, I would rather have the tough conversation very, very early in the piece. I really believe, even after the first 2 opens tops, you know whether you're in trouble or you're not. And it's how you deliver that conversation. It's typically, I go into it straight away and I explain to them why. Because it is a very short campaign that we run. And I think if they know that you're thinking, how are we going to turn this around? What are we going to do to ensure you've got a sold sign on the day? And I talk them through it, then I say no knee-jerk reactions at the moment. Please take this on board for the weekend. Let's chat again on Monday. 8 times out of 10, they ring me on the Monday.
Yep, they do. So Julie is their agent, which is it's a nice position to be in, because if people trust you as their agent, they want the truth. They want the the everything. So you've got to make sure that when people choose you as the agent, it's not all about the price, and it's not all about something else. It's got to be a marriage of the two.
I agree. And even at the listing, going to the listing process, and even if you meet someone for the first time, and I've got a little while after here, and it'll be the same thing. It comes part the commission, part the advertising aside, because we can all cut the cloth to suit. But what you can't cut the cloth to suit is your personality, it's your empathy, it's how you put that, how I'm going to put you number one in my day.
Yep, and that's it. And that's why she was Salesperson of the Month. Well, very interesting. Okay. So how's December looking?
December, not so good, to tell you the truth. But
office-wise, busy though?
Yeah, office-wise.
There's a lot of auctions up until this weekend?
This weekend, and up until this weekend. So, but no, it's really, I probably, in the mindset now, February, March, and moving on now from December.
Yeah, chasing the ones that you know are real.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very interesting. Jules, congratulations. Great to see you back at the table. And
Thank you.
As we always say, the people that get to this table, they've been working really hard. They're very humble, because they just want to do a good job for their clients.
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Thank
Have
you.
a great Christmas.
I will, you too.
And we might see you in Feb by the sounds of things, or March.
March,
Yeah.
I think.
Thanks for watching,
Hope
everyone.
so. Thank you. Bye.